the Genin exam, when they have to fight her in the Genin. So Christian would basically be a strong Jonin. With him having mastery of all 5 elements, being a prodigy like Kakashi, all 5 elements, has the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, actually has the Mangekyo Sharingan. His is like the pattern of his is like a saw blade. His Mangekyo Sharingan is like a saw blade, basically. Actually, no, his is like Itachi's. His is basically Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. As he goes, he can use a Matarasu, but different also ones. His next one is to absorb Jutsu. He can just absorb Jutsu by using his Mangekyo Sharingan. And then his another one is he can use Tsukuyomi, Kodoamatsu Kami, and many other Tsukuyomi Jutsus. He's basically a god shinobi, but he only has Mangekyo. Oh yeah, Izumi also has Mangekyo Sharingan, because she wields her Mangekyo. Hers is like the shape of like a rose heart combined. One day, she's walking around the village, but a mysterious shinobi grabs her by the face. A cloaked figure grabs her by the face and teleports her, and drains all of her chakra. Then almost kills her. Sakura, Hinata, and Tamari, or just Sakura, Hinata, and Ino are walking around, but then they start to smell something weird. Or hear something. Sakura senses someone's chakra is fastly depleting. As she's like, guys, get on guard. Hinata says, why? She says, someone's chakra is deeply depleting. They sense it going down an alleyway. They rush through, going as they see Izumi on the ground, with all basically her chakra and her groceries and all that crap on the ground. And they see a cloaked figure absorbing her chakra. Sakura goes in for a punch, but the cloaked figure easily dodges and punches Sakura back as they disappear. She says, Hinata, please call Christian. Please call Christian quickly. Okay, you know what? No, we're not going to go on the ghost event yet. Let's go back to where Boruto and Timo are like 4 and 5. Christian and Mirai are getting a mission from Kakashi. He says, alright, well your mission is to clean Naruto's house. Someone requested, I guess Hinata needed help around the house, so they asked for a mission. They'll easily pay. Christian says that he's accepting. Well, actually, he goes, I have to clean. He goes, Mirai says, just do it. It's not that hard. He goes, I suck at cleaning. He goes, well, there's a second part of the job. You can watch Boruto and Himawari. He goes, I'm definitely doing that. As they knock on the door, Hinata says, oh, you're here. You ready for the mission? They go, yep. He says, you two will take on different tasks. He says, this is sounding like a real spy mission. She goes, oh, I'm sorry, I just talk like that. Well, you guys are just gonna... I just need you guys to help me clean and someone to watch Boruto and Sarada. I mean, Boruto, Himawari, and Sarada. Christian says, why Sarada? Is she here? He goes, yeah, she's in the room with Boruto and Himawari. He goes, well, I'm on child watching duty. Mirai says, wait, all 3 of them? I'm going. As she rushes in, he goes, ah, great, I'm cleaning. Not clean. Kagebushi's not just there. As he creates 5 shadow cones, and they all go all around the room, cleaning them up. As he helps Hinata with the dishes, going, ow! As then, when he's cleaning one, a kunai flies towards him. He just puts up 2 fingers and catches it, saying, what was that? As he goes, toy kunai. He throws it back, as it actually pins into the wall. Boruto goes, ah, so cool. That was a rubber one, and he slammed it into a wall. Christian goes, oh crap. Earth-style cement into jutsu. As he shoots a quick water shot at his finger, which seals up the plaster that he broke. As he goes, as all the shadow clones poof back, he goes, great. As he says, so what do you, as Boruto goes, hi-ya, and goes for a chop. Christian just puts one finger to block it, saying, what's wrong? Is Mirai not playing with you? Boruto goes, she's playing with Sarada and Himawari. He goes, alright, Tajibu, Kagebushi no Tete, and creates 2 more shadow clones. He says, you guys clean, I'm going to go play with him, because I already know he's not being played with fairly by Mirai. He says, let's go. As he shows him all kinds of cool jutsu. And teaches Boruto the Futa, Nekusa, and the Tajibu, Kagebushi no Jutsu. He teaches him the Shadow Clone Jutsu, not the Tajibu, Kagebushi no Jutsu. So after that, he goes, I'm watching Mato Burner, cause I'm gonna get thrown Burner. He says he's gonna give a joke to Boruto. He goes, hey Boruto. He goes, yeah? He goes, will you remember me tomorrow? He goes, yeah? He says, will you remember me the next week? He goes, yeah? He goes, next month? He goes, yeah? What? He says, next year? He goes, yeah? He says, another decade? He goes, yeah! He goes, knock knock. Boruto goes, who's there? He goes, you already forgot me! He goes, oh! I'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back. So with this, he would jump up in the air going, woohoo! He says, so what do you want to do exactly? Boruto says, he says, you choose. He says, hide and seek. He goes, fine, we'll do that. He says, as Boruto finds him, but Christian just poofs, saying, I'm actually over here. He goes, you cheated! He goes, technically I didn't. But go play with me, right, because I'm getting bored. He goes, I am too, I guess I will. As he does, he starts to get jealous. He says, can you play with me too? She goes, of course, Boruto. And says, I'm going back to cleaning. And that's basically it for that. They cleaned for the rest of the day and got their paper. So now back to the time skip where Boruto's in the academy, and this is the ghost event. Izumi would be taken to the hospital and Christian would be called. He'd be notified about this and go, what the hell, who did this? As Sakura says that they saw a cloaked figure inside of the sewers who dragged her in there and took away her chakra, and we don't think she'll make it. Even with my medical ninjutsu, it's not gonna work. So they took away the chakra and put some kind of tag on her that won't come off. Even with the best materials, you cannot rip that tag off. If you do, it's gonna rip off all her skin. It's connected to the main core of her skin. So if we pull it off, her whole skin's going off. And we don't want that. Christian says, hasn't Lord Seventh had his skin peeled off before? He goes, yeah, but it's gonna look bad. As she's taken to the hospital. As he says, are you okay? As she smiles, saying that she's okay, but the doctor said she has 1 week to live, so she wants to give him a gift, since it is his birthday next week. Come back on that day. As he goes, as with tears in his eyes, he walks away. As he sits down in his room, just sitting there being quiet, not coming out, going, A week later, when he finally gets out of his room, after eating it, he see as it is his birthday, there's a note that from Izumi, aka his mom, that says, "There's a gift to the left of you. There's a gift that the doctors will give you in a surgery." He says, "I don't need surgery though," but whatever. He tells them that he's ready for whatever it is, and he says, "Eye transplant." He goes, "What?" Okay, Izumi's it wasn't actually that. Izumi's was actually kind of like Sasuke's. Look, I can't think of another design, so hers is going to be like Sasuke. It's basically going to be Sasuke's. Mangekyo. As her eyes are implanted in him, and he goes, as his eyes are implanted into the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. If you're wondering what color Susanoo is, it's orange, like Itachi's. As he's training the crap out of his Susanoo, going, oh! He can now use basically the humanoid Susanoo, which means he can use the leg form. He can use the perfect one as well. So with this, he's ready to take on this ghost. But when the giant thing comes, Christian would go, Chidori! As he creates an Inferno-style Chidori, as he annihilates Nu, who is then transported to another dimension and all that crap, and Boruto would do all this crap. As when he's taken for interrogation, Christian says that he refuses to be in the same village with the murderer who killed his mom. As he will not do this. He's not gonna do it at all. And he says, and Shino says, please just do this, because we all know her classmates miss her, and Christian says, whatever, as he walks away. As now he's got to think of a way to make money, so he can actually save up bills for the house. He's going, my missions won't even give this. Only get enough if I get high rank missions, which are probably none. Ugh. Whatever. He'd jump around going choom choom choom. Going A couple of months later, where he still doesn't have enough money to pay his rent, he gets kicked out of his own house. He goes, As he does have his clothes that he took from the house, and his food he still has. He has enough money to buy food, but he just doesn't have a home. As he finally ran out of food, he goes, I ran out on all my mission, and there's no more missions in the Leaf Village. As he jumps on top of a pillar, but then he realizes it's where Sakura's house is. But he doesn't know that yet. He's just going, As his stomach rumbles very loudly, which is heard from inside the house somehow. Look, it's metaphorical. Sakura says, what was that? As Krishna goes, as he realizes on his arm is blood, because he coughed up blood. And he has the same disease that Itachi does. As the disease runs in himself. As he goes, as more blood spats on his hand. As he's walking around, as he's getting ready to get off, he coughs again and then gets dizzy and then falls onto the pillar, onto the place where Sakura's front door is, as she opens it saying, oh my god! As she takes him in and realizes that he has this, as he goes, as he pulls from his bag, when he wakes up, a drink. As he goes, and that's the medicine. and she needs to take this every day for it to at least get better. But his condition is different from Itachi's. It's getting better, way better. As a couple of days later, he's finally ready to get back in action, asking if he can stay here, and she agrees, saying, yeah, Sasuke would be coming home anyway soon, but please don't say you're Itachi's son. He might want to kill you. Christian goes, okay, let's just go to the point where Sasuke comes back to Leaf Village for a while. I'll watch it my own banner. Don't let me go wrong, banner. As when Sasuke returns home, Christian smiles, saying, hi, Mr. Sasuke. He goes, who are you? He says, I'm Christian, Tsukumaki. He goes, Tsukumaki, He looks at it, he takes one glare at him, and pulls out his sword, putting out his throat. He goes, what are you doing? He goes, what do you know about Itachi Uchiha? He goes, what are you talking about? As Sasuke puts it a little bit closer, which starts to cut his neck, he goes, as Sasuke's plan, we don't have it, he activates his Eternal Monkey Kill Sharingan to blast Sasuke back with, and he goes, as he quickly pushes Sasuke's sword out of the way and punches him in the face, knocking him back, he goes, what the hell? As he wipes his throat, going, he goes, Sasuke smiles, saying, so you are an Uchiha, and you are Itachi's son. He goes, damn it, I activated my Sharingan. And Sasuke, really, as Sasuke says, why didn't you tell me that? Then Christian realized something, asks him, what's his name? What's his full name? He goes, Sasuke Uchiha. He goes, he gets so pissed, his blood boils the shit, that it starts to leak from his hands. He goes, are you okay? As chakra starts to swirl around him in anger, he goes, as he flares his Eternal Monkey Kill Sharingan, then creates a Chidori going, you killed my father! As he's ready to kill him with a strike. Sasuke instantly blocks it easily as Christian goes, as he forces it forward. Then he uses his other arm for a Susanoo punch. Sasuke just blocks it with his sword, going. Christian goes. And he says, calm down, as he just neck chops him. Now let's just go into the Land of Waves arc. Wait, what? No. Let's go to the Chunin exams. Christian will be watching this entire time, being impressed with Boruto's skill along with Sarada, Mitsuki's, because that's the real only team he really cares about. Now it's time for when Momoshiki attacks. Christian would say, As he'd find Momoshiki, he says, then when he senses Momoshiki coming down, he blitzes to the arena and stops the fight, going, stop the fight. He says, what are you doing? He says, it's apparent that Christian Uchiha has stopped the match. Everyone boos him on, but then he says, stop. As he says, give me a chance to explain. He goes, and creates a Rasengan in his hands and throws it in the sky. Shoots it up into the sky. As then a portal rips in the sky, as Kinshiki and Momoshiki come out. He goes, so you were hiding. He goes, very precise. He jumps up and punches him, but Kinshiki smacks him down with a punch. He goes, Bleh! As he's launched down, he swiftly gets right back up and goes, as blood streaming down his face because of how hard that punch was. Let's go on to where it's time. Momoshiki smiles, going, you guys are weak. Nothing but pathetic mortals. And weak, insolent insects. Ah ha! Ventus SMG. Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. I'm trying to find this.
Get easy on me, bro. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Trying to find it.
Power, have you not? Very well. Absorbing technique. Oh well, if I can't blast you away, I'll have to pound you into a pulp, that's all.
You know some of my moves, but I know all of your moves, Batida. Oh yes, Dr. Zero studied you very thoroughly.
Oh, is that a fact? Then why were you so surprised when Kakarot turned into a Super Saiyan? I'll tell you why. Because your database doesn't cover the battles we had in space. Your bonehead creator picked a fine chapter to omit from your memory bank. That's right, my friend. Let me ask you, does a machine like yours pick a fine chapter to omit from your memory bank?
He goes, you guys are worthless. He goes, he goes, and so what if we are? He goes, oh, Christian goes,
Right, my friend. Let me ask you, does a machine like yourself ever experience fear?
Is what Sasuke saying, is what Naruto saying. Boruto goes,
Not him too.
as he goes full Susanoo, full perfect Susanoo, which is humongous. He goes, okay, he doesn't. He goes, as he blitzes Momoshiki, I got the horses in the bam. As they go, as he lands a punch knocking him down. But then he just creates that giant sphere, and Naruto would sacrifice himself, blah, 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 and they'd send out a rescue team. Boruto, Christian, Sasuke, the 5 Kage. Well, the 4 Kage for now. Let's get into this. They head through, and then, they'd be battling Momoshiki, Christian, Sasuke, and Darui would be Gaara would be fighting him. As they go, while the Tsuchikage and Mizukage, Chojuro, and Kurotsuchi would be fighting him. As they go, Christian would say, eat this, you freaking bastard! Rasengan! As he goes, don't do it, he can absorb your jutsu. Christian says, your point? As he appears right behind him and lands the Rasengan in the back. As he goes, he says, it only works if we see the Kamui effect. He goes, how does he know about Kamui? He wasn't even alive then. Christian blasts back, then appears right behind Momoshiki, punching his head to the ground. He hasn't even activated the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. He hasn't. He goes, Katon Gokakyu! And shoots it out. Momoshiki absorbs it and shoots it back. Christian goes, water style! Tidal wave! As he shoots it out and they clash. And Momoshiki can't absorb it. Christian goes, poison style! Vapor fog! Vapor style, poison fog! As now Momoshiki's in vapor air. He goes, whoa! Christian punches him in the face, making him go out of it. Then he'd eat Kenshiki and all that crap. And then he'd body the four Kage, but except for Christian, Sasuke, and Naruto. Naruto says, let's teach him a lesson, Sasuke. He goes, yeah. Christian says, don't leave me out, guys. As he pulls off his Jonin vest, revealing his white garb, kind of like Minato's. Basically Minato's but black. He goes, as he rips off the sleeves, going, that's much better. Actually, no, he doesn't rip off the sleeves. As they all appear, Christian goes for a front spin kick on Momoshiki's face. Naruto and Sasuke go for their sword and punch. As they go, with Momoshiki somehow regenerating another arm, which putting a barrier over himself, making Christian's kick not hit. He goes, he says, let's teach him a lesson, Christian, Sasuke. They both go, yeah. As Christian activates his Mangekyo Sharingan, but something else, he goes, as he turns all orange, and like an orangey chakra mode. He goes, this is Susanoo chakra mode. It's a brand new transformation that I've made. As they go, as they're really doing a really big battle. Momoshiki shoots out his giant rock, his giant wood dragon thingies. Christian, Naruto, and Sasuke going, Christian says, I'll handle this, you guys stay back. As Momoshiki turns into his giant rock monster, with Naruto turning into Kurama, which gets defeated. Christian would go, turning into his humongous Susanoo, which is bigger than Naruto and Sasuke's combined Kurama. And Momoshiki's giant monkey, it's way bigger. It's about the size of Hagoromo Susanoo. He goes, As he's literally at the top of the world, he punts it into the sky. As he goes, actually, no, it's the same, it's a little bit bigger than Sasuke's Susanoo. As they go, as they combine into an ultimate Susanoo. Christian says, let's go for a fireball, a fire sword slash. Am I right? They go, yeah. They say, fire style, fire slash, as they cut through it. He says, as they all, full three of them rush in. But then they're all pinned down except for Christian. Christian says, as he's blasted back along with them, and they're stuck there, except for Boruto. Christian says, Boruto, do it! He says, I have one last trick up my sleeve. He goes, as he activates his Mangekyo Sharingan. He goes, Koto Amatsukami! As he does Koto Amatsukami, which brings Momoshiki into Genjutsu, as Boruto is free to blast him with a Rasengan and many other attacks. As he goes, but Momoshiki's in the Genjutsu, Kenshiki takes over the body and really starts to crank it back up against Boruto, who is crushing. He goes, Christian goes, Tsukuyomi. As he does then he activates his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan in the other eye and goes, Tsukuyomi. As he puts him in Tsukuyomi. As he goes, eat that. As now they're in and Boruto's heavily injured, Christian breaks free of the shadow possession and goes, as two yellow beams appear. Two yellow orbs appear in his hand as he puts them together going, Final Flash! as he launches it, almost killing Momoshiki. Then Boruto would do his ultimate Rasengan, which would kill him. Boruto would still get Karma's Heal, blah blah blah. Yeah.